Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Glad that you come to spend some time with me on today. Got a quick, well, it's not really that quick, but I'm going to show you how to do a project. I'm going to try to show you how to do it quickly. However, when you do it, it might take a little bit more time to get it done. It's going to take a lot of time because you got to allow some of the materials that you're going to use to dry. So I am going to show you how to take an ordinary glass bottle, jar, it can be a perfume bottle, and transform it from something just ordinary into this. Okay, so this is an empty perfume bottle. I took the little spray top thing out of it, and I'm going to replace it, but I'm going to put some fragrance in there. But I have did a little bit of work on this. Now, it took a little while to get it. I haven't exactly perfected how I want to do it, but I'm going to show you what I've come up with so far. Now, the first one, well, actually, this is the first one that I did. I did this a couple of years ago and made the mistake of gluing a raised sticker on it. And now you can laugh at my little tops because I'm still working on getting those together. So, but this one has texture to it because I Mod Podged tissue paper to it, and then I put the paint on, and so it looks kind of like a little bit of a genie bottle. And like you see here, these tops are not exactly, great. Still working on that. This one is the second kind that I attempted. Now this is an empty perfume bottle, but the good thing about this one is the type of top that it had on it. And depending on what type of tops that your perfume bottles or jars or whatever it is that you choose to use have, you can decorate this. So on this one I used glass paint, and I painted that design on there, and then I went back over it with some Mod Podge. Unfortunately, I used the wrong kind, so it's kind of got a little bit of a haze to it. But I did go back because I used matte, which was not the right thing to use. But I did go back over it with some gloss Mod Podge, and actually one of my other favorite things I like to use as a finish is this super dry clear nail polish that I get from Dollar Tree. Okay, so I have been putting off doing this video because of how much time it takes to actually get this done. But I said I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to get this done, or at least the way that I've been doing it. So hold on, and we're going to get started. All right, so I'm going to go through quickly what I did, and then you can take it from there because I got a little bit of a tweak of an idea. Okay, so I used some alcohol to wipe down my bottle first. Then I got me some acrylic paint, and I used Deco Art's acrylic paint. And you want to use a really good acrylic paint because is glass. Now you can use a glass paint. I have glass paint markers, which is what I used on that green bottle that I showed you. But it's going to take a lot to do that. So I used the acrylic paint. I had to put several coats of acrylic paint. I used the brush, then I used the makeup sponges and whatnot till I got a thick enough coat on it. I did not do the bottom on this one, but I did have one that I did for a friend of mine's, and it turned out beautifully. So this one would be like my third or fourth one that the one that I did for my friend for a birthday gift last year would have been like my third or fourth one. So this one fell somewhere in between there. But anyway, after I got enough coats on there, and I'm telling you, you have to let it dry between coats because it will leave streaks in it. So make sure that you let the paint dry between coats. So either way, whether you're using a brush or using a sponge, because if you're using a brush, it's going to scrape it back up, and it's going to leave, scrape the paint back up, and it's going to leave scratches. If you use a sponge, it's going to pull it away. So, you have to figure that out. Then, after I did that, and I made sure that it was good and dry, I used these rub-on transfer. Okay. So I have all kinds of rub-ons. This happened to be the fashion series, so I cut out different words, and then I just laid them on random order onto the bottle, rubbed them on, made sure that they were on there good, and then after I did that, I went back with the glossy Mod Podge. I've put several coats of that on, and as you can see, some areas that still need more, so I got to go back over that. So I got some more stuff that I'm going to do to this. After the Mod Podge had dried, I went over it with my super dry clear nail polish, especially over. That's the reason why you see like some places that still need to be covered, because I really focused initially on trying to make sure that the transfers were covered. So I went over that with this clear nail hardener. Then my next step will be to go back over with some more of the clear Mod Podge over the entire project, let it dry and cure for a couple of days or whatever. And then too, depends on whether it's humid, if it's hot, if it's cold, all kinds of things come into play. So you have to take all of that into consideration. Then my final step will be to go back over it with the clear super dry. Now, that being said, I've already cut out, because I'm going to show you quickly how to get this done. So I've cut out a couple of these transfers, and I went over this bottle with that same color of blue paint, and I did several coats of it. And now I have some transfers. Now you can use transfers, and then I had some tattoos that I had gotten from Dollar Tree. So you can use transfers, you can use tattoos, you can use whatever you want. Some stickers, you can use wrapping paper or tissue paper or a napkin. You separate the layers and use that very top layer as your design. You can freehand your design. It's a whole lot of different ways that you could go about getting that done. So here we go with this. So I'm going to peel off Now this is one of those tattoos. So this requires water for it. And you know what? I don't really, well, I'm thinking I don't really want to do the tattoo right now, but I will put it on there. Now I'm going to show you how to do the, let's do this one here. Get something, okay. It says, hello, beautiful. So I think I want to put that down the side. I might want to let me cut that down a little bit more. I got like 50,000 pairs of scissors and then suddenly I can't find a pair. Okay, so let me cut this down some more. So it will fit. We're going to turn this over here to its side to see if we can get it all on there. Yes, we can. Alrighty, so you peel off the clear portion, take that white back off. You lay your design down. And one thing you want to be sure that your design is exactly where you want it, because sometimes, especially if your project is still just a little bit damp, it will start sticking and you won't be able to shift it around. So what I like to use, you have to find you something to burnish it down with. So I suddenly can't find my little burnisher. So let me use this here. And you're going to rub right over the transfer. Sometimes I'll use my fingernail. And you're going to rub over the transfer until it is all the way onto your project. And I got to be careful because I don't want to scrape up my paint. So once I get this on, then I will be right back. Okay, so we have burnished this down. Hopefully it's all stuck down. Let's see. Ooh, there we go. So that's stuck down. Then this is supposed to be a fan, and you know, you can go on from there and add other items that you want to add. Like I said, with the tattoo, well, I'll just go ahead and put that down here on here so that you can see what that's like. And usually you'll want to have some water with this one, but it might stick without it. And make sure that when you're burnishing your stuff down that you really, now this one will require some water, so let me get a little water on my finger if I can get this jar open. Okay, there we go. And get some water. And I'm going to, let me move that out the way. I don't want those getting wet. And then we burnish that down. Alrighty. Okay, so there's how that looks, a tattoo on there. Alrighty, so now that we've got that part done, the next thing will be to add your Mod Podge, you just wipe it over, let it dry between coats. You want to, first coat that you do, you want to make sure that you adequately cover your rub-ons, stickers, or whatever, to make sure that they have adhered, and then you can go into covering the entire bottle once that has dried. Then you'll go in with, this is how I do it, with your super dry nail polish, and it's a hardener. So then and it dries really fast, so that you can go over your project with that. So once it's dry, then obviously you'll have this type of look, and like I said, I'm going to finish that up. Now, with the tops, like I said, that's a little bit more challenging. This is the actual top that goes to this bottle, and once I decorate it, because I started to go with the pink, like that tattoo is on here. I started to go with this color in pink, and then I changed my mind and I went with the black. So this was just lost. And I got these from the dollar store. The gemstone strips or whatever. Anyway, I just peel them off separately and then glue them on. But they kind of shifted because it was during the summer of last year that I actually did this, and it was really hot and it shifted around. So anyway, so you can use any types of glass bottles, and if you have a bottle that still has fragrance in it, don't hesitate to use that, because you can really decorate it nice and then give it to someone as a gift if you do, want to do something different with the look. So you do want to peel off any labels that's on the perfume bottles. So I peeled this one off. Now, the issue with this bottle is, and that's got some paint from another project, is that this writing is kind of engraved into the glass, but can't do anything about that now. But you can cover it with a sticker or something else. It's up to you how you do. Now, what I thought that I would try is to see how nail polish, since the super gloss works pretty good. I have here the Wet n Wild Fast Dry nail polish. So I'm going to shake it up. Here I want to see, and I like to use a light color, because sometimes when you use lighter colors, in my experience, especially doing these bottles, that polish, it'll show quickly if it's going to coat it well enough. So let's try. Now, this here isn't too bad. Obviously, you're going to have your streaks, and for those of you who are more proficient at polishing nails, so we're going to see how this does. Again, you're probably going to have to do a lot of coats. But this might dry a little faster than the acrylic paints. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of coats on here, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've put 2 coats on of this, what did I do with it? Of the Wet n Wild Fast Dry. And I had a little oopsie where I tipped it over while I was trying to let it dry, so it got a little bit of a little smudge, but that's fixable. What I will say about this is that I think that the nail polish, as far as application goes, it is superb. The only thing I would tell you is do not, have your brush like kind of dry, because when I first started with it, my brush wasn't really. When you put it on, just put it on, and go in one direction. Don't crisscross across it, just go in one direction so you can see it is very shiny and smooth. It's not completely dry, it's still a little tacky. And I think that if for me, I would probably, put it on a piece of wax paper and just stand it up, on a piece of wax paper in the freezer and give it, a couple of 5 minutes or so, and then it should be completely dry. Now, what I haven't done yet, and because it's still a little tacky, and this is like my third video I did today, I haven't been able to see how the transfers would go on there. I will say this, I would put a lot of coats of hardener, nail polish hardener, or the Mod Podge or something, to make sure that you let it dry completely between coats so that it will adhere. You guys can experiment with it. I'm going to continue to experiment with this. In another video, I'll give you an update to let you know how this works, because I think it probably will work better over days. And by me videoing this on my phone, I can't come back to this video and, and add to it, or editing and all of that different stuff. So like I said, I can tell you just by application, you get a better application with the nail polish as opposed to the acrylic paint. Now, how well it will hold up over time, and I don't know if you were selling this as something that, to customers, I don't know. So experiment with it, try it on different bottles. You can just get one glass jar or something, and then do different samples using what you're going to use for your finishing. Paint some stripes of polish, and then see what you're going to use for your finishes, and see which finish will hold up and won't just like scrape or peel back off. But like I said, can't beat it for shine and smoothness. So like I said, we did this, showed you how to add your labels. So here we go. Alrighty, so I'm going to end this video here. I hope that you've gotten some ideas or some things that you can do, how you can use this ideal in your crafting projects. I have not reinvented the wheel here. It's not even my attempt to try to act like it's something brand new. I actually had some ideas of things I wanted to do. Went searching on YouTube just to get some ideas of some things that were out there, and then modified and made some of my own. So I want you to do the same thing. I'm going to show you this as well. This is what I use to put my paintbrushes and whatnot in. And this one, I did the same, had the same idea. And actually, this was the very first thing I did, which was a jar. I put this is tissue paper, and then this is the top layer of a napkin, and it's Mod Podge on. And this is just Mod Podge and acrylic paint and a napkin. And this, I haven't gotten water or anything on it, but this has lasted me for some years. Well, paint brushes that dry in there, so that's water. So it's lasted me for a couple of years. So we shall see about this one. But the application was great. It happened really quickly. Alrighty, and it's like beautiful coverage. Okay, so we're going to end the video here. Till next time, stay blessed, stay safe, but most of all, stay connected to the true vine. See you next time. Bye-bye.